I'm just so over it. Like, it happened again. Who are we? The Falcons? Because that mismanagement. Oh, well, hello, resident depressed here. You know, at least I have basketball. No, not in the NBA because I probably somehow followed the Pistons. My men's and women's basketball of Nebraska, both 9-2. The Bears will never be 9-2 in my lifetime. Like, we could have had that. Darnell Mooney, I usually love you. You've been pretty good for us as a wide receiver too. But you could have been so much better. You could have been the hero that this city needs. You could have been the one that leads us to 9-8 and barely missing the playoffs. But no, you just had to drop the ball when it is on your lap. How do you not catch that? How? But this entire game does not fall on Darnell Mooney. This falls on Luke Getzey and Matt Eberflus for not taking the damn points. We were in Cairo Santos's field goal range, and you don't kick it. Not once, but twice. That's 6 points that you could have had. 6. And let's not gloss over the other drives that we pissed away because we cannot do anything for crap. Anything on offense. Justin Fields, I don't know if he's good. I just don't know if he's good or if Getsy is just that bad. I would know better. I would know better if Getsy didn't have the history of just standing next to Aaron Rodgers. That's pretty much all he did. And we're trusting him with the offense. Trusting him with the offense. And again, the defense does everything that it can do. It does everything that it can do. You know when I knew that we were losing this game? When we entered the fourth quarter, up 17-7, and we just looked off. Mooney did say this in the post game that the team kind of just coasted. You do not do that as a football team. That right there is indicative of coaching. If we had semi-competent coaching, we probably would be 8-6. We would probably be that. We like that isn't out of the realm of possibility. But coaching is a problem. And again, the defense. They got 3 interceptions off of Joe Flacco. One of them returned for a touchdown. Another set up a agonizing in reality, 8-play, 1-yard drive for a touchdown. Thank God we're not like the other teams. But I have to ask you this. I just have to ask you this, Luke Getzey. Why are you making Justin Fields throw 40 times? Why? Do you know what exactly was happening on that field? You know what was happening? It was fucking raining out on that field. It's been telegraphed for an entire week that it was going to be raining. And yet you aren't going to go to the ground game. You know how you beat the damn 49ers in 2022 week 1? You ran the ball. And while Fields did have 2 good passes, that was because they were pretty much expecting the run the entire time. It is the running game that puts fear into the opponent's hearts when it is a rainy game. Because they don't know if they're just going to be blown past. And yet, it just never happens. 4 for 18 on third down. Browns didn't do much better. 4 for 16. And they also didn't have any sort of rushing game. Mostly because they're starting running back stuff. And another thing. The Cleveland Browns are injured to hell and back. They're so injured. They have pretty much lost everybody. And yet they're still beating teams. Which is entirely, you know what? Good job, Kevin Stefanski. I will say, if he doesn't win Coach of the Year, then I will riot in favor of him. But what I don't get is why hasn't our coaches been fired? I'm not even going to I was wholeheartedly planning on making this video on Monday. I know they're not going to fire him because our upper management are dunces. They hold on to old traditional ideas while some of them are valid, like I talked about just a couple days ago. Sometimes you gotta change. And the hip new thing to do is to fire coaches in the middle of the season to boost confidence in players. We've already gotten rid of the terrible defensive coordinator. Why aren't we getting rid of the terrible offensive coordinator? At least then you could see if you have some sort of value in any of the other guys behind him. But no. Just no. And here's the thing. Here's another thing. The defense did great and all. That's fine. But they still gave up more points in the fourth quarter than Nebraska did against K-State in the second half of a basketball game. They gave up 12 points. The Chicago Bears gave up 13. That's scheming. That's scheming right there. That is not entirely based off of, the defense just got tired. We had a pretty even possession timer. They were about, 2 minutes ahead, but that's not much. That's not much in the grand scheme of things. You know what you could have killed clock with? The rushing game. And I'm sure, Foreman was not doing good, but Roshan Johnson was. And around so Velus Jones Jr. actually worked for once in their goddamn lives. And yet they did it twice in a drive, and they never did it again. Not sure that it probably would have gotten snuffed out like all the one Tyler Scott run. But good God. Like, Justin Fields is not a 40 passing player. He is someone who can, at max, throw like maybe 30 passes in a game. So why are we making him do that these past 3 games? Because that is not his strong suit. That is in no way his strong suit is throwing that many times. Now, I saw Getsy that he was trying to scheme in plays in which Justin Fields was running the ball. And those don't work. They don't work in these conditions. They just do not work. They don't work in the modern NFL. They simply just don't work. So why the fuck are you doing them, Getsy? And there are many other things that I feel is very wrong with this team. Robert Tonyan. You've been okay as a blocker. You're at one point one of the highest PFF grade tight ends. But what the hell was that? You were so wide the fuck open. And if you caught that ball, that would have been an easy touchdown, and that would have been the difference. No. Oh, and I have another criticism for the defense. Why do all of our corners have butter for damn hands? Why? It is a problem that I've had for the past like 6 weeks, and it's that none of our we've had like 10 to 15 other opportunities on top of the 13 or 14 interceptions that we already have. Or is it 15 now? I can't remember. In these past couple weeks, we could have had 30. We could have 30 interceptions at this point. But all of our freaking corners have butter for hands. Why? Why? Why must I be on here? Why must I be on this planet to suffer? Every night I go to bed thinking, why the fuck did the Bears do this to me every Sunday? And I know there are still fans out there like, oh, we could still make that. No. No. Nope. Nope. Winning out, we even had a 60% chance, but even then, I still feel like we could lose one of these games. Next week, I'm honestly praying that we lose. If it fucks with the Cardinals, at the very minimum. But I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know what to think. I just don't know what to think. Besides that, this entire organization needs a clearinghouse. Pretty much everyone besides the GM and maybe a couple of other executives need to just leave. The owners, they needed to fuck off already. There's so many other things that I believe that are wrong with this team. And it starts up top. And that shit will never change. I'm sorry to Caleb. I'm sorry to Drake May. I'm sorry to any quarterback that ever comes to the Chicago Bears. You will be truly a what if for the ages for every single generation afterwards. What if this quarterback wasn't drafted by the Chicago Bears? What if they weren't ruined? That's all I have for today. I was gonna go complain about women's volleyball, but we got swept, and I'm just not gonna deal with that. Yeah. See you next week, or see you tomorrow, whichever comes first. The news, not the game, because yeah. Bye.